Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com here with another match of Playing on a Budget. This is another... I'm just going to keep this because I do have action with the Favored Hoplites. I probably shouldn't keep this hand whatsoever. As a one-lander, I just can't afford to mulligan. This would be I believe the fourth hand in a row that I'd have to mulligan. And just getting either not enough lands or too many lands, that seems to be the theme of the day today. Theme of yesterday, actually, with my own videos as well. But there's nothing you can do about this. Sometimes this is just something you have to understand. I've seen so many people in Magic the Gathering get burned out or just completely frustrated where they just cold turkey quit Magic because of strings like this. I had a good friend that, well, I knew a guy that he went to a GP when he practiced for weeks for a Grand Prix, for a standard Grand Prix, and then he got there and basically the entire tournament he got mana screwed. And that happened to me also at Pro Tour Dragon's Maze Day 2. Day 2 was this exact same thing. It was just hand after hand after mulligan after mulligan after mulligan after mulligan where I could not get a hand. So you just have to ride through these. You have to ride through these bad luck streaks, and then you'll get the good luck streaks where you never have to mulligan the entire tournament, like when I won a PTQ. Anyway, I'll shut up here and get back to the game. No, I'm not going to mulligan. That's going to be extremely risky. He mulled to 6. So hopefully I can get an aggressive draw with a Favored Hoplite hooked up with Ethereal Armor. That's my plan. I am on the draw as well, so I could draw. I just need to draw into a land in 2 turns. So statistically, I have, you know, a 35-40% chance on top of each other to draw a land. But an MTGO seems to be very cruel at times. As hey, we might get a rematch with our red-green red-green matchup here. But MTGO seems to be cruel that when you keep a 4-land hand, you draw nothing but lands, and when you keep a 1-land hand, you never draw a land. Seems to be the way it works. So MTGO is a true shuffle. It's 100% randomized, so you see a lot of streaky hands of like. I think I have a video on my channel that has like 15 regular lands or regular cards in a row with no lands when I kept a 1-land hand, something like that. So a Fencing Ace is okay. It could definitely change my turn 2 play if I draw into a land. I'll probably chuck out a Fencing Ace. So ooh, it's a rug deck. This is interesting. So you could have a shock here and just kill my Favored Hoplite, which could be bad. And I missed the land, so. I do think we just hook up an Ethereal Armor to the Favored Hoplite. If he does have the shock, he doesn't have the shock, okay? So we're okay. This is going to be aggressive, at least. But it's going to be it's probably going to be too slow. You have to hit those lands. So, like I said, a little above whatever 40% on top of 40% the chance of drawing into land is there, or 35%, I guess, would be the chance that we had to draw land, and we did miss, so. Mizium Mortars. All right, so we get 2 for 1 there. Can't get our Favored Hoplite quite up. So I am going to take the life here, and we are actually going to Tormented Hero and Favored Hoplite. And then I need a Spear of Heliod to come out here next turn, so we need to hit into another land so I can Spear of Heliod to... And he's playing... Is this a 4-color deck? What is this? I'm playing against a 4-color. I'm going to get Supreme Verdict here. No, I'm going to... Xenagos, he's going to put out a 2-2. Alright, so that's a thing. And I got a Scourgemark that I can actually put on a Favored Hoplite and then attack him in with both. So I would lose a Tormented Hero is the problem. I really like Scourgemark though because it cantrips itself. And he gets a 3/3. And so I am going to attack in with both of them into Xenagos. So he keeps his Planeswalker alive. I do get rid of that token. We don't draw into the land again to actually play. The Agent of Fates would be kind of nice. At this point, I kind of just want the Spear. I mean, you can probably double cast. This might be 4-color Planeswalkers. I don't know. It seems like an interesting deck, though. Burning Earth says hi. Does anyone even run that card anymore? So he changed the rock on his one of Mountain, his one of Sacred Foundry that actually does hit the board. And gets another mountain with another Sacred Foundry. And let's see what else comes out here. 3, 4 mana for a Chandra. Yep, it's going to be 4-color. They call this like 4-color Planeswalkers, and I really don't understand how it actually even works, because it just looks like me. He's gonna have a handful of mana screws and a Chain to the Rocks. It's a random Chain to the Rocks here. They can only affect like a few of his lands, I'm sure, but it worked. So who am I to say anything? Chandra's going to really control the board. I'm going to have to find some sort of answer here for both Chandra and Xenagos. So I'm liking my chances versus this deck, though, but not liking when I can't even put these out. Yes, I can put the Favored Hoplite out. He can't kill that with Chandra, but he can kill it with all the million of other things that he has in his deck. So he's going to get a lot of card advantage now out of this Chandra and this Xenagos. I really don't think I can actually come back from this. He's doing 1 damage, and what does he have? Like a Flames of the Firebrand in here? I'm going to play this out to see what his deck is, but I mean, an aggro deck is perfect versus this, because man, oh man, I don't know. What lands does he play where he's going to actually... So he's blue, red, he's going to get mana screwed more times than not. So, I'm going to tack. I'm going to go down. Well, I can kill off his dude now, but yeah, this is not going to do it. All right, we're going to go on to the next game. Apparently, I can't draw lands today, or when I do, I draw too many. I am going to bring in the Mortal Servitude. I think he's going to be running a lot of removal, but we're going to bring in just God's Willing to actually protect our stuff. I don't need the pacifism whatsoever, and I'm kind of thinking the Illness of the Rank is not bad. It's not terrible. It does affect his Xenagos, and I'm thinking Elspeth is in this deck. So I'm going to bring those in, and I don't need Underworld Connections, I don't believe. And Orzhov Charm, I don't think I'm too worried about killing any of his creatures. It's good for kind of protecting my creatures, but I brought the God's Willing in. Ordeal of Erebos actually seems very good in this matchup. I'm not too much of a fan of Agent of Fates here if he's running so many Planeswalkers. In fact, I'm going to take them all out, and maybe I do bring in, if that's the case, no, I probably don't want Immortal Servitude either. Maybe an Underworld Connections to give me card advantage. We're going to submit this way. Yes, we'd like to play first. And, all right, this is finally a keepable hand. No, we'd not like to mulligan this. So we can go the Fencing Ace route. Or we could just hook up a Scourgemark onto a Favored Hoplite. I think I am going to put out a Favored Hoplite. That will definitely give me some options for turn 2. Depending if he kills his Favored Hoplite or not. So he's debating whether he mulligans here. I can't... A 4-color deck with no way to like Farseek or really find... I just can't see this deck actually being serious. I'm sorry, Leopoldo M. If I lose to this too, it's going to be embarrassing. But anyway, we're going to start off here with a Godless Shrine and jump out the Favored Hoplite. So a Temple of Triumph. So this definitely could change how I play this. I am going to go for the Fencing Ace and hope he doesn't have Flames of the Firebrand, but I think by that time I should be more aggressive. Hopefully more aggressive, but I mean the following turn if I draw into a land, I mean this Fencing Ace could get huge. So it depends on what he plays here. He could be running Shocks, and if that's the case, Amazing Mortar 2 is an instant speed, so he's going to Amazing Mortar on the Fencing Ace. Okay, he's going to be using more of the Fencing Ace, so that is going to change. If I draw into a land, it's going to change everything. Okay, again, it might be another Fencing Ace that just comes out, but I kind of want to try to draw into a land here, so I'm going to Scourgemark, and there we go. Another land. It's the wrong color. Yeah, definitely the wrong color, but at least it finds us a land. We'll get in for 3, take him down to 14. So this deck isn't doing the burst damage that I thought it would do. Another Amazing Mortar is really, I mean, it kind of 2-for-1s me what I drew from the Scourgemark. So let's see what he does. See if he has another Amazing Mortars in his hand. Doesn't appear so. He could have a Lightning Strike, though. This might change my play. I don't think at this point it does. Well, we could Fabled Hero, so I'm going to attack in. So I'd rather put that Ethereal Armor on the Fabled Hero, and then he has to find an answer for it. So I could go Fencing Ace. No, it's going to be Fabled Hero. And he might have a Chain to the Rocks. I guess he does have quite a few mountains in here. He probably has a breeding pool as well. But still, a 4-color deck is just so awkward for him without Farseek in this format or any other ways to. Yep, a Chain to the Rocks, and so he's got to pick here. He does pick the Fabled Hero. And again, though, he is in a little bit of a predicament. Man, it might be time to start actually running a lot of enchantment hate in the sideboard, because there does seem to be Underworld Connections. It almost seems like every deck has an enchantment. Whether it be Mono Blue Devotion has an enchantment. In the God, you could run an Exile, the Exile enchantment hate, and it also has the Biden of Thassa, which is a very good card in Mono Blue Devotion. Mono Black has Underworld Connections, and yeah. So anyway, let's see here. See what comes out. What I think I'm going to do is just Ethereal Armor, and hopefully he doesn't have a Lightning Strike. He does not. So we are going to attack in here for 6, and he's on a 2-turn clock. He's got to have another Chain of the Rocks, or I mean, his Xenagos will actually. What does he have? 2 mana. 2 mana Fog. It's going to be a Fog. Oh, wow. A random Celestia Charm in here. He does have the green mana. Oh, yeah. This is just embarrassing how how this is working. Okay, so do need to find into, man, there's got to be some cards that returns all enchantments to play. So Xenagos is going to come out here. What is he doing? Flames of Firebrand and kill both of them? 5 mana. Stormbreath Dragon, okay. See if he attacks in here. He does not. I need to hook up this Tormented Hero with an Ethereal Armor, I think, because this has pro white. Can't do anything. Can't attack in with anything. I need to draw into something to protect my guys. Again, God's Willings can be just blowouts as well if I actually draw into them. Maybe I need to put in some more Brave the Elements and go more like heavy white instead of Rakdos Cackler, bring in Soldier of the Pantheon. And 4, 5, 6 mana. Elspeth Sun Champion. That actually is probably going to be the end of me, as it's going to get too much. I mean, I can still hook up a Gift of Orzhov on top of my Tormented Hero, and it can be quite the threat. Rakdos Cackler is definitely not going to be a threat, though. That's definitely the absolute worst draw that I could have drawn into. There's nothing in my deck, even a land, a Scry land would have been better than a Rakdos Cackler, as I needed this to hook up to something, but it did not. So anyway, this comes out. Yeah, I'm going to unleash it. Might as well. I mean, I could attack, he'd block there, and just block there, and that's no good for me. So somehow I need to hook up another, a Gift of Orzhov on top of it, and then just the problem though is then he can exile it. And assemble the Legion. So I did bring in Illness of the Rank, didn't I? So I can actually just top deck into Illness of the Rank and I should be fine. No, but a Plains is going to be the card of choice, I guess. So I have 1 turn basically to race this Elspeth to draw an Illness of the Rank. And this is, I guess, why this is so important. So, this is just dirty. Okay, well, we'll pass the turn back to him. So, I mean, I could draw into an Underworld Connections and then draw into a Illness of the Rank. But other than that, it's going to be very difficult for me to overcome this. Oh, jeez. He's going to I don't know why he'd monstrous his. Well, he can monstrous his guy just to make him a 7/7. He's going to try to put me on a little bit of a clock, yeah. So it's not going to do any damage to me, to my hand, but I'm going to be on a clock. Gift of Orzhov is interesting now, as it puts him into a quick kill, but I need Illness of the Rank that actually here. Illness of the Rank is actually going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I could take him down to a 9, and the good thing is I could just take down his Elspeth. That's the one thing I can top deck into. It's a Favored Hoplite. That's absolutely not going to do it. So we lose this matchup too. So it's not going our way today. A little bit of awkward draws. A little bit of this 4-color deck is just, it is kind of funny. I don't see this being a competitive deck. I don't want to trash on his deck too much, because it is, it is probably his own little brew here. But man, oh man, can I just see the the mana screw happening here with a 4-color deck and cards that take like green white and double white and red white and double red and green red, and it's just so hard to get the combinations you need. So where was the illness? Illness was way down. There's the Gift of Orzhov that we needed before. And oh wow, so the illness rank was right here. Was like 15 cards down. Alrighty, so not doing very good. Let's see what we can do to edit this deck. Again, we could go Soldier of the Pantheon. I mean, this deck in theory should work. It should get out some aggressive starts before they can actually handle it. I might need to just put God's Willing mainboarded to really help out our creatures. But anyway, we'll play one more game. This is Kevin from GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.